And this confederacy was made up of the 5 tribes from Ohio, which I just mentioned: the Delaware, Miami, the Ottawa, the Shawnee, and the Wyandot, as well as other tribes such as the Potawatomi, the Chippewa, or Ojibwe as they prefer to be called, the Kickapoo, the Sac, the Fox, the Winnebago, and the Sioux. Might want to mention here, it was never the whole of any of these tribes, but only a portion of these tribes, but it's still a good-sized confederacy because they had between 15 to 2,000 warriors. When we take a look at Tecumseh's stance and the stance of him and his followers, they believed that the land belonged to all the tribes and not just one tribe. And in order to sign a treaty or give away the land, they all had to agree to this. Well, if that was the case, the United States would probably never be formed because you couldn't get all the tribes to agree to giving up all the particular areas of land. Well, Americans, on the other hand, seemed to be willing to make a treaty with anyone that said the land was theirs and be willing to give it away for payments or for gifts. In his book, as Tecumseh went around to the various tribes, this was recorded what he had said. Where today are the Pequot, where are the Narragansett, the Mohegan, the Poconet, and many of the other once powerful tribes of our people. They have vanished before the harvest and oppression of the white man as the snow before the summer sun. Will we let ourselves be destroyed in our turn without a struggle and give up our homes, our country bequeathed to us by the Great Spirit, the graves of our dead, and everything that is dear and sacred to us? I know you'll cry with me, never, never. In his book, Give Your Hearts to the Hawks, a tribute to mountain men, Winford Blivens makes this notation in there. He says there's an old map of the United States and will reveal large areas of the Ohio Valley marked predominantly reserved for Indians, as long as the sun shone and the waters flow. Well, we all know what happened to that land. During the War of 1812, the Native Americans would end up siding with the British because the British promised them a homeland of their own here in the Ohio Valley. The British also wanted this to take place because it would serve as a buffer zone between the United States and the British-controlled Canada. And during the Treaty of Ghent, Henry Clay and John Quincy Adams, when this was presented to them, said the United States would have no part of that. Well, and we get to February of 1813, General William Harrison begins construction of Fort Meigs. The reason for it was General Hall had just surrendered up in Detroit. The Americans had just suffered defeat at the Raisin River, and there was a fear of a British invasion there in the spring. General Harrison had his own plans, though, as he's going to build Fort Meigs and use it as a staging area for the invasion into Canada. But he soon ran into one problem, is the terms of enlistment for his men from Virginia, Pennsylvania, and Ohio and Kentucky were about to expire, and now he would need more men. He sends a request down to Kentucky's Governor Shelby and asks him for troops, and Kentucky responds by raising a brigade under the command of General Greenclave. This brigade consists of 4 regiments. 2 of these regiments would head north with General Greenclave. One of them would be Boswell's 10th Regiment, and the other one would be Colonel William Dudley's 13th Regiment. Their destination would be where Defiance, the city of Defiance says right now. Fort Winchester sat there on the Auglaize River at that time. Previously, during the time of Anthony Wayne, Fort Defiance sat on the corner where the Auglaize and the Maumee come together.